Hi, it's Vic Camp here again, and today I am working on the Centigrade 37. As you can see, the playfield is kicked up in preventive maintenance position, and I couldn't really hold this camera and show you what I did at the same time with one hand. So I'm going to try to explain to you what I did here on the PM work. So what we're looking at here is the flipper link, and as you can see, that switch stays closed until this flipper assembly goes all the way to the full stroke and then opens that contact. That's the end of stroke switch there. That's the most important switch in the flipper mechanism that gives you the flipper power. That switch has to be cleaned good and set properly. So as you can see, I have another angle here. Again, just going over what I said, that switch has to open up at the very last second. So what I did was, we'll move over to this one here, is I removed these two screws. And once I remove the two screws, the end of stroke switch comes up off of the bracket. So you got to remember that when you put the switch back, that lever on the flipper, I don't know if you can see that there. That's this lever where my finger is moving, hits that switch, that end of stroke switch, dead center. You want to keep that switch perfectly lined up with that hub on the flipper link. So again, you remove it. What I do is, once I remove it, I install these two little nuts. These two little nuts go on these two screws so that the switch doesn't come apart when you take it off the flipper body. So again, you have to have two of these little nuts on hand. When you take off this flipper switch, you screw the nuts onto the screws, and then you could proceed to clean that contact there. There's two contacts. Clean that with the flex file. I wish I had somebody here to show you how to handle that flex file, but that's going to come in another video. So again, flipper link, I came over this right one and did the same thing. I took the switch off, and the switch stays made till the very last second. There it is, just barely makes, and there's just a little bit of room in there. So the next thing I did was I moved down to the pop bumpers. Pop bumpers there's three of them, and they're located right here. This is the 100-point pop bumper. It's very difficult to see with this light. Let me get the light at a better angle. Here we go. So what you have to do is you have to get in there, and there's the two switches you have to clean. Right there. You have to put the file through And I'm having a little difficult time trying to show you which one to. Let's go back to this one again. It's because I could work better. Sorry, I have a little difficulty again. I'm trying to. Okay, here you go. You see that switch just about is made, so you have to put the file in between that little space there and clean them two contacts good. You can hear them clicking, my finger flicking. And this one, and that has to be, have a small little gap between it. I don't know if you can see that when you're done. Now this other one on the bottom here, this pulls the pop bumper ring down, and that kicks the ball in the playfield around, and the ring kicks the ball in the playfield around, and then that switch opens the last second. And the stroke switch again, similar to the flipper and the stroke switch, pop bumper and the stroke switch. So you have to, again, clean these two contacts here and these two contacts here. Clean them good and make sure that, I don't know if you can see that up there. Let's take a look. Yeah, you can. See that spoon switch? My finger can't get in there, but you can see where the pop bumper skirt, plastic red skirt, comes down and sits in the center of that spoon switch. And you can hear a little click. There's a tension, just the right tension on that. So that'll allow the ball to hit that and work freely. Perfect. So I cleaned these three switches. These three pop bumpers. Here's 1, 2, and 3 back here. I'm sorry, my hand has been in the way probably the whole time. It's very difficult to hold this phone steady and try to demonstrate with one hand, but we'll do the best we can. So here's the 3 pop bumper arrangement. And those pop bumpers are, I think, coils are 4393, let's see. I'm sorry, 4893. So these pop bumper coils are number 4893. The kick out hole is a 1496. And the flippers are that's the kick out hole again. That's the out hole between the flippers. So, and the flippers are 5141. As you can see, one of the flippers has been changed. It's green. It looks like a Pinball Resource flipper. This is an original one, coil, and more than likely that came from Pinball Resource, and I installed it when I got the game. So no big deal. They're perfectly matched internally with the windings. So I also cleaned these switches here on the side. These are the flipper cabinet switches. You might be able to see how nice and clean and polished that switch is if I just flex it a little bit. Yeah, you can see I polished that contact. That contact's really clean. So both contacts are clean. And this switch also here was done. Was polished, you can really see it. And that's what PMI did. So there's no kicks on this game actually. There's no kickers, which is nice, so you don't have to really clean the kickers. See, this game here has just a little bit of a rollover type guideline thing there, and that really doesn't do anything but light up. So these here will be cleaned. I'm going to lower the playfield and clean all them switches on the targets, and I'm going to polish the playfield, and I'm going to Windex the back glass. So we're going to drop the playfield now. See if I can do this with one hand. And I took the arm out. The arm rests nice and on a screw there. that finger out of the way, Vic. And down comes the playfield. I have to okay, she's sitting in there nice with one hand. So I also cleaned that lockdown bar mechanism. It was really sticky, so I didn't show you how I did that, but you can see it works through his lockdown here. You can see, so I gave it a little, it's still a little rusty though, dirty, but it's still, you can see some of that WD-40. Really nice and loose now, works good. So what I'm going to do next again is I'm going to take these plastics off, and I use these little white rubbers. It's not the original, but it makes it easy access, these rubber little caps for the playfield plastics. Then the playfield comes right off very easily. If you use the metal ones, it takes a little while to do that. Sorry. So as you can see, or you can't see, let me get the light. We're going to be cleaning these playfield switches and setting them just perfectly. I'm going to calibrate it just perfectly so that we could have the ball just touch it, even if it doesn't really pick up a lot of speed, the ball. So let's see if we could flex this and show you the difference in before you clean the switch and after. Well, I'm trying to get that light in there, but the phone's in the way, so anyway, you get the idea. We're going to clean these two contacts, and then we're going to move around and clean the other contacts that need to be cleaned on the playfield. I'm going to clean the rubbers, and then I'm going to wax the playfield. So that's the way I do it. I first do the switches because you're going to get a little bit of dirt over here from cleaning the switches, and then you clean the rubbers after that. Then you wax the playfield. Well, that's the way I do it. You could do it a lot of different ways. And as you can see, this playfield is really, really nice. It's a really nice shape. The game has low plays on it. I think it just turned actually 50,000 plays, let's say. Yep, just turned 50,000 plays. So it had on the card, when I got the game, probably had about 40,000 something plays, which is low. Which is low. So this game is pretty clean inside. It's a low played game. Not as low as some of the games I have. I have some games in the 20,000s, 18,000s, that type of game meter readings. Okay, so I hope you liked this video. Sorry I couldn't really demonstrate how I can take all these switches apart and clean them and flex the file and all that stuff. I mean, there's a little technique, but you'll learn as you go along. I hope everyone knows that these videos are for more of a newcomer coming into the hobby that needs just a general description on how to work on these games. As you can see, the coloring really nice on this game. In the other video I did with my HD camera, it actually did not show well like this. So I'm thinking that the way to go is actually use this new phone I just got recently. As you can see, the colors are really nice on both sides. Really, really nice. Nice sharp edges too on the head. The game was not abused. And being with the low mileage and the condition of the playfield, this shows to be a true original condition wedge head with no real major reproduction, restoration type of a. So there you have it. Next time you see it will probably be all waxed up, all cleaned up, all the switches, and I'll be testing it before I put it back into this spot here between Big Hit and Golden Arrow. Now's another chance to see the other side of my Big Hit, because when we had the volley out in another previous video, I showed you this side of the Big Hit. So now that we have the Centigrade out of the lineup, out of the slot on the lineup, I can show you some of these cabinets, especially the Big Hit, which we didn't see this side of it, and as you can see, this game's in really nice shape. So while we have this spot open from the Centigrade 37, I'm going to show you the side of this cabinet here on this Golden Arrow, which this Golden Arrow is only has 18,000 plays. It's probably as new as factory look you can get, and it's all original, never been painted. Got an original NOS class from Steve Mayfair in New York there, and that's the next game that's going to get cleaned up. And then this whole row going down is all done, and also the Centigrade's done, and the Sure Shot and the Jacks Open's done, Flip a Card, Aquarius, Domino, and 2000 are done. So all these games have been PM'd. Drop a Card, High Hand, Atlantis, Eldorado, Volley, Big Hit, yep, all done. Once I complete this back area of the game room, I'm going to move over to here and start with the early 1960 classic Gottlieb wedge heads. I'm going to start working on them and cleaning them up and all that good stuff. I mean, it's been a little while before they had a PM, so okay. See you next time.